Hey guys, what's up? Sunset here. And make sure to follow and comment before AI takes over. I want to be one of the last YouTubers to actually be a YouTuber before AI takes over. So yeah, today we're gonna talk about Gainax and their closure because I heard that you can actually open a Spear Halloween in the Gainax now. Oh, but all jokes aside, we're gonna take a look at Gainax's legacy, what kind of legacy they left behind, and what that meant for me, and maybe what that meant for you guys. So yeah, 40 years of Gainax. They actually opened in 1984. 40 years ago. That's as old as my dad, may he rest in peace. That's insane. So first of all, why did they go out of business? Why did they go out of Biswax? Why did they disappear and a Spirit Halloween opened up in their facilities? According to the internet, is because the CEO actually SA'd somebody, which is really bad. That sucks, man. And that's more of like the dark side of Gainax. But actually, they were mismanaging their money. They were spending a lot more money than they could actually earn back, which is a shame. I feel like some of this could have been prevented, but it is what it is. I mean, we can't change, people's actions. And it's actually really bad that the CEO was going around, poking people. But I want to talk about more of the legacy they left behind and about not so much about their dark side. So, like I said, it's a shame Gainax actually went out of business. Gainax made some of the anime that impacted me as basically a little version of me, and yeah, let's go over them. Man, this really sucks because the way anime studios are closing, we're just gonna be left with MAPPA, Bone Studios, and A1 Pictures. That's all we're gonna be left with. One of the first animes that impacted me was Neon Genesis Evangelion. It traumatized me as a kid because I saw it when I didn't even know what anime was, so it was something insane. I didn't know half of the stuff that was going on in the show because I was very young when I saw this. It was tripping me out, I felt like it was illegal watching this in front of my parents. So yeah, Neon Genesis Evangelion, traumatizing. But the animation wowed me as a kid. I always wondered, when I was little watching this, how did they draw that? How did they draw robots and everything? Gainax is the OG of robots, man. And as a kid, it just made me wonder, how could anyone draw something like this? But yeah, as an adult now, I really don't like Neon Genesis Evangelion, but I appreciate how it traumatized me as a kid. The next anime that I give thanks to Gainax and Production IG is Fooly Cooly, or also known as FLCL. I was lucky enough to see the Pillows live on stage before they retired. All thanks to Fooly Cooly. I remember when Fooly Cooly came out, it just brought me out of this little dark hole I was. I don't want to go too much into detail, but yeah, the music, the animation, the goofiness, everything was so about that show, man. I can't even put it into words. But yeah, Fooly Cooly, thank you Gainax and Production IG. One of the best anime in my opinion, even if it doesn't make any sense. It didn't need the sequels though. I want to get this out there. It didn't need the sequels. Even though after Fooly Cooly originally aired, I got into the Pillows. So when the sequel came out on TV, I freaked out when I heard Thank You My Twilight. But still, it didn't really need them. But it's cool that we got them, I guess. Another anime that they made that changed my way of thinking is Gurren Lagann. Now this was actually made by Hiroyuki Imaishi. Before we jump into this, Hiroyuki Imaishi actually opened up Studio Trigger and they took Panty and Stocking from Gainax. So I'm actually kind of curious now that Gainax is closed down if Mr. Hiroyuki could actually come up on Gurren Lagann, since he's the one that basically made it. He just made it at Gainax, if he could take the rights back. I'm pretty sure most of the IP here is for grabs if you have deep pockets. But yeah, anyways, back to Gurren Lagann. So Gurren Lagann was one of those animes that everybody talked about in school. I didn't want to give it a chance at first, but I'm so glad I did. Very fun anime. The animation actually holds up till this day. It beats out stuff like One Punch Man Season 3. I'm sorry, baby boy, but you're just not animated that well. So yeah, freaking Gurren Lagann, one of the best looking mecha shows, one of the best like soundtracks and opening and endings. I could go on and on about this, but we gotta get going. Another anime that they made is Panty and Stocking, which was this wild like Western cartoon and Japanese like mushed up together, and we got Panty and Stocking. Yeah, very wild for its time. You know, a lot of profanity, a lot of nudity, a lot of wild stuff. You know, and for the era that it came out in, it was pretty shocking. A lot of the people were saying that this was gonna actually go on Adult Swim. I don't know if it ever aired on Adult Swim, but it fit perfectly with Adult Swim. And yeah, there's actually a second season of this made by Studio Trigger, and I need to catch up on the first season, dog. It's been years. So one last mention. There's this anime called Die Busters that they actually produce, and I've always wanted to watch it because it reminds me of Fully Cooley, but I never got around to it. So I might just watch it now that Gainax is like basically RIP. And it looks like they actually made a Gunbuster versus Die Buster movie, which is a crossover movie. Just throwing that out there, I might take a look at it. And yeah, it's really sad seeing Gainax close down. Like I said, we're just gonna end up with the same 3 studios at the very end. But yeah, that's all I wanted to cover. What do you guys think about Gainax closing? What were some of your favorite animes that this studio made? And I've been Sunset, and I'll see you guys later.